Today's special episode, you're going to get a new look. If you have some scrap metal laying around, I'm going to show you how to use it. I'll be pulling on a freshly painted panel. Stay tuned and watch the transformation from looking like this to this without removing the black finish. Hello, I am Ken, your host, the man that rips on steel. I'm walking up on a Ford Mustang. If you were to run the VIN number on this drag car, the original color would be red. It's been repainted black. In previous videos, I would use glue. However, pulling on fresh paint, it would rip right off. This vehicle has thin tires in the front and some fatties in the back. This motor is powered with gas and nitrous. It's a rocket on 4 wheels. This dent is roughly 20 inches. List the tools I will be using. Number 1, scrap metal, an eye bolt, a PDR light. I'll be using a battery-powered ratchet and wrenches to remove parts. A Dewalt grinder with a blade for cutting. A dent puller, a torch. I'm using a mini Ballpeen and a body hammer. Finally, some PDR rods for fine-tuning. Everyone out of my way, I'm coming through. It's time to take the top off this. First, popping off parts so I can take a closer look at the damage. Half the dent is hidden behind the bumper trim. I'm going to use a wrench to remove some nuts. If you want to support my channel by subscribing, please do so. Those 3 nuts are holding up the bumper trim. The bottom half of the dent is behind the plastic. Today I went through a scrap pile. I found this L-shaped scrap metal. The width and thickness of this metal is not only perfect, it even has pre-drilled holes that line up with the Mustang body trim holes. I'm going to size it up and trim it down so it fits on the back side. I took a measurement. The metal is marked. I lock the scrap metal into the vise. I'm going to pull the trigger on the Dewalt. I'm going to let the sparks fly. The blade is cutting through. I will need to take some precautions. I don't want to lose my eyeballs. I'm using safety goggles and 2 hands to grip the handle. Let's put the scrap behind the panel and see how everything lines up. Here is my setup. I pushed the eye bolt through the hole and tightened up the nut on the back side. Let's get this piece locked in. Here is the front side with the bolt in place. Here is the back side. Once I begin pulling on the metal strip, the bodyline dent will come out evenly. Wanting more videos similar to this, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified on my next release. It's time for a panel hookup. To get one of my favorite dent pullers adjusted and locked down. I locked in the height of the pulley with the pin. I pulled out the chain and hooked it to the dent puller and the floor pods. I hooked the bolt, I grabbed my torch and warmed up the paint so it doesn't crack. I'm going to begin pulling on the panel. That scrap metal worked great. That fresh paint is still intact. Let's take a look one more time. I'm doing this dent for you. If you want to support my channel, you can do so by subscribing. If you need some live coaching or consulting, you can message me down below. Next phase, I'm going to remove some more parts so I can work on the back side of the panel, using my battery-powered ratchet to remove nuts. Disconnecting and pulling out the light bulbs. The taillight lens is now removed. I rolled up my PDR light. It is now lined up with the dent. I screwed on a large PDR tip on my dent craft tool. Next, I'm going to square up my PDR bar on the back side of the dent. I'm going to gently feel around. I'm going to pick my spot. I'm going to ease into the dent, looking for metal that wants to release. This PDR thing is really popular. Every body shop I talk to wants in. For one-on-one training, message me down below. I move my tools to the upper section. I pick my second spot for my PDR bars. I'm easing into the dent, slowly manipulating the metal from the back side. I move my tool to the third location. I'm going to feel around and apply pressure. The dent is disappearing. Next, I'm going in with two hammers. I'm using a mini ballpeen and a body hammer. I'm going to switch sides with the light. Now I'm getting a new look. I can now see more crowns from this side. Removing the bolt and metal plate. I found a low spot close to the taillight lens. I'm going to move the bolt to the right side so I can pull the entire panel out. I hooked the bolt with the slide hammer and I gave it a few hits. I'm going to fine tune the micro lows of the dent with the PDR rods. I'm going to put the tail light back in place. I hooked up the electrical. Use the battery-powered ratchet to lock in the nuts. Let's put the trim back in place. The final piece, I'm putting back the nitrous tank. Tightened up 4 nuts and it's locked in. Before I show you the final results, if you don't have a dent puller, this bridge is a perfect alternative. This tool is mobile and light. It's time to put this vehicle in the rear view mirror. I'm going to show off my final results. Another video is coming to a close. However, there's more videos similar to this on my channel. I did this video for you. Did you find this scrap metal technique helpful? For more information on training, my website link is in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you when I airdrop my next video. Thank you for watching.